Okay, so you're all muted and we're ready to go. So, you know what? It's interesting. 2 years into this journey of my 5-year plan, and that's how I've been approaching my business going forward. And I absolutely believe that for all of us, the key is to plan a 5-year journey, right? Look for the new people who are going to start with you that are willing to commit at least a 1-year journey, and explain to them right out of the gate that 1-year journey really – what's exciting about it is that, you know what, the investment into starting a home-based business for under $2,000, and I explained that in past by explaining to anybody you get started with, can you imagine that you could start a home-based business, cover your expenses for the year for under $2,000, and have a chance to reset your goals and dream again? And what that describes is a $499 builder pack with a 11-month 129 purchase, right? So 129 times 11 plus the 499 is under $2,000 for a year investment into a business. And so when we say that to people, it's actually not overwhelming, right? You can say, hey, gosh, for under $2,000 you can be in business for a year. You're already using your same home. You're already using your same cell phones and so on. You're going to be able to write off portions of your travel expenses that are business-related, gas and so on, so that $2,000 expense is not truly a $2,000 expense. And ultimately the goal is to earn your investment back. And is it possible that you could earn more than $2,000 in your first year? It's just a nice way of saying set your goals at a achievable rate, or we call it reachable, beatable, achievable rate, right? Instead of saying, I want to be a royal diamond in 12 months, we start saying to each other, I want to make sure I know how to get to emerald. And if I can get to emerald, I'm guaranteeing I've been able to learn a process to duplicate. So our manual that we're launching here, called the Getting Standing Manual to Hugging the World a Better Way, is really a manual that is system-orientated, using 2 years' worth of learning that we've done, picking some of the best of what we found through 12 and 24 and on talking with lots of different leaders. And so page 1 really is the key when you're sitting down doing a planning session. So today, looking at a planning session with all of you, I start off with page 1 saying, if I know your why, showing you how is easy. And here's the first mistake lots of us make, is that we get excited about bringing on a new rep, and we forgot ultimately to find out why they want to do this. And so the 3 steps of the why we talk about in our business presentations, our webinars, our live events, we always mention that, you know what, being involved in a home-based business and or Valentus is really about determining who needs more time, more money, and better health, right? So if we break that down in a simple form and we ask them to share with us why they need more time, why they need more money, and why they need better health, what you're going to do in your planning session is have them just be honest. You know, my better health would be weight loss. My better health would be to be able to, just get rid of some of my aches and pains. My better health might be to be able to, increase my energy level when I go out and want to play sports again, or do I want to play sports again? Whatever their why is important for them to jot down in their words and share that with you. And that's part of your immediate planning session when you get started with them, is the why. And we've heard this in every function I've ever been. There's always a speaker that goes on stage and says, you got to know your why, you got to know your why, you got to know your why. Well, when you sit down with a planning session, you need to get people to understand the whys that we're looking for. They're into 3 categories. Why do I need more time? Why do I need more money? And why do I need better health? If they can tell you that, you're on the path. You're on the path of at least being able to show them how that you can get those results by following our system, okay? And so that's page 1. Page 2, of course, is my support, training, and mentoring. And you know what? This is a general copy of different things, adding with few things. Some things will get removed. Some things will get added over the time. So when you see updates coming, it's because somebody's made a suggestion or somebody's changed something. You'll notice that at this point, Team Gets Results Zoom webinars, you can download the free app. We do these on Mondays at 8 p.m. Central Time and Thursday at 8 p.m. Central Time. The 8 a.m. Wednesday one is going to be for booking purposes only. I would suggest that at this point, if you've got some people lined up overseas or that could need that extra time, then I would arrange that. I personally know that Blair and Brett and others that are doing these webinars are more than willing to do them. I'm just saying that we're going to schedule an afternoon at 1 and an evening at 8. And at this point, there is more of these types of webinars coming as the leadership group comes together and arranges the next step, which is the roadmap to diamond or redone roadmap to diamond, so that all of us can, in fact, develop webinars every day done by the different leaders. And that's our goal. We want to be able to give you live webinars daily that you could bring your guests to, okay? So that's just the point about noticing if you've found that Wednesday was removed. It's just that I think it's very easy for us to commit to regularly Monday at 8 and Thursday at 1 p.m. Central Time for the 2 webinars that we've currently started down the path of. Training calls, of course, are listed there, and so on. I think the important thing is to sit during your planning session and show them that there is support and training available to them, and here is some of the information that they can have highlighted, okay? So it's just turn the page, go through, hey guys, here's what we've got to work with currently, and more coming. Notice the Max Effect Facebook group is listed there, Best Weight Loss Coffee, Team Get Results, and of course there's lots of other ones, the GVC, Total Take Control, Team Synergy, all of them. I mean, there's just so many different groups out there, but as Ted was saying about 2 weeks ago, it's almost, everybody wants to be a leader and stand up and have their team to recognize, but on the other hand, it is still a larger group setting that is going to attract the excitement. So it's nice to be able to, pick a couple of live presentations that you want to attend regularly and promote, and have those people coming to those larger sessions so that we get that excitement. So that's the support and training page, which we wanted to just kind of cover. Your checklist, when you're sitting down with them, and these are the little notes you can make on this for yourself. The activation, order placed. I mean, what I make reference to here, which everybody does, is you can order a single box, and that allows you to accumulate volume, really, right? So what you're going to want to do when you go through this checklist is what you know so far about the different parts of our comp plan, you're going to want to be able to touch on. So this checklist is pretty simple to look down, so I'll let you do that on your own, and it's no different than what's been out before. Show them where they go buy business cards. So it's important for them to be in business, so you're asking them to commit for a year, so what you're also saying to them is, I need you to be in business and look like you're in business, so you need to get some cards. You need to get some Prosper magazines, get some stickers made to put on the Prosper magazines. And as I said in another training, if you're going to use Prosper magazines, put a little sticker that says, this is your free copy. Because you remember on the Prosper magazine, it does say it's worth $4.95. So sometimes people don't feel that they can keep it if you've left it around, because it actually looks like they might be taking something of value, right? So if you put on there, this is your copy, take home, it's free, they're liable to take it. So that's another little tidbit of information for the Prosper magazine. So knowing your product, of course, we've got ValentusProducts.com. It's a great site. More and more I look at it, I really appreciate just how much detail is there and how really nothing is hidden. It's just completely open for people to look at product ingredients and then Google those ingredients themselves if they want. And, of course, the next point along here is that you want them to set some goals. And that's the point I wanted to make at the beginning, that this is along the lines of a roadmap to emerald, not a roadmap to diamond, a roadmap to emerald, meaning the first steps, right? So you want to help them understand that in this 12-month period, wouldn't it be exciting if they could get to structured emerald? That would be the first major goal that they could accomplish and actually have received certainly more than their $2,000 investment. If you do the math on a structured emerald, you're going to be making $2,000 to $3,000 a month as a structured emerald regular volume. So it's not a crazy goal to set for somebody to say, hey, man, I'm looking for you to commit a 12-month period to me here for under $2,000 to be in business with me, and we're going to work on a daily method of operation together, so I want to meet with you to do a planning session. And that planning session includes setting some realistic goals, okay? The next page being understanding my dual team requirements, and that's important for you to be able to put a little highlight here to remind them that a 3-box loyalty maintains rank. The 1-box loyalty maintains volume. So that point right there is a key point to building a leadership position. 3 boxes of loyalty is a rank maintaining position as well as volume. And what that means is if you're a Ruby and you go on a 1-box loyalty, you're going to lose your Ruby status, but you're going to keep the volume that's generated on your dual team structure. If you want to maintain your rank, you've got to be doing 3 boxes or higher per month as a loyalty. Very important to highlight that. This page describes that a little bit, and it describes you 3 to the tree, okay, which we've talked about in the past, so I won't beat this one up. But it is a simple version, some stuff removed from it that was a little bit more wordy and kind of covering it off again. What does 3 to the tree mean? And, of course, there's all kinds of trainings out there to be able to describe this, videos to describe this, so I'm not going to beat this up. But that's the simple planning session describing to them the importance of and what they need to know about the dual team structure. The worksheet for the commissions, again, you know, we are in a retail market in Canada and the United States and the Philippines and more countries coming. So I don't make reference to some sort of lofty profit you'll make there. I just make reference to the fact that, you know, wholesale to retail is a markup, and obviously you can do this in certain markets. Of course, you could drive people to the website, and they'll make the spread here. Now, here's the point for all of you in a planning session, is to make sure people understand that if they have a preferred customer and they do buy the product on a monthly basis, they don't get the $20, $40, $60, or $100 per month off of that order. They get the volume. And that really is, out of the gate, something you can start describing to people that says, look, you get a fast start commission off of the purchase, but there's a business volume attached to the order. And the first time you get the fast start, the business volume is worth less, but when you order the second time, the business volume is worth more. And you need to understand that, explain that, and that part of the comp plan is important for you to tell your new person so that 2 months down the road, they're not calling you and saying, well, why did I not get a commission off of their retail purchase as a preferred customer? Right out of the gate, explain to them that they're benefiting from the increased volume amount, which fills your dual team structure, which pays you, which we call our binary check, right, or our weekly up to $100,000 a week check in the dual team commission structure, sometimes called a binary. Okay, important for you to understand in the worksheet what that means. And notice the big check mark that you want to remind them and show them and make sure they set up their payment options, either in Payoneer or Paylutions. So there's your planning session. You've gone through it. You've showed them the rotator. You've showed them how to set up their profile, how to, you know, understand where the websites are. You've gone through the basics of understanding what their back office is, what's a username, what's a password. And I would make a note to make sure they know the value of their username and password is the fact that this piece of real estate is willable. In other words, you are potentially going to be one of my 4 lakefront, oceanfront property owners one day that are diamonds in my business, and we're going to build this forever together. And that's the point that we make on the next page, which is when we start talking a little bit right out of the gate of the DMO. And the DMO, of course, is your daily method of operation. So here's the key to your daily method of operation. All activity drives productivity. Now, this sheet, number one, and this picture is for you to dream with your new person. It's for you to sit down with them and show this beautiful, incredible view of the mountains and the lake and the shiny blue sky reflecting on the water, and do a vision board with them. Start dreaming with them. Can you imagine having your 4 team leaders with you traveling the world and building an international company together? Those 4 canoes represent your 4 lakefront owner leaders, your 4 diamonds. Because if you understand our comp plan, once again, it takes 4 diamonds to go to the top of our plan, right? 4 diamonds to be a complete potential royal or above leader in Valentus, 4 diamonds, which is the 4 canoes. And again, you describe this in your words, what this picture means, but it's a vision board. It's your beginning vision board that you can help them understand that what you'd like them to do is to start creating a vision for the future of what they'd like out of the activity that they're going to do with you and the productivity. And that year that you're going to spend together, they're going to be working hard on themselves to be able to help others, okay? So that's what the image is and what it means to me and what I hope it means to you. Now, the next page is just a working summary document. It's a document that shows a chart, a legend, and a bit of a description. This one was just so you can say, guys, I want to do a planning session with you, and I want to show you how you're going to do your daily method of operation. And here's the single page. Now what we've done is we've broken down this document into individual documents. So the first one is the actual single page with the daily method of operation levels that you're going to follow. Notice the points now are located right below the heading. So under Curiosity Facebook post, you'll see it's worth 1 point. And as Nancy mentioned in our quick live yesterday from the car, man, we're so excited to see all these folks out there now doing Curiosity Facebook posts. And you know what? It's as simple as saying things like, and again, I describe each of these point topics. So across from left to right, from curiosity to the last one on the right, followed with all your prospect and members, each one of them now has a description to describe to you what they mean. So if we go to the next page for a second, you'll see that the first one, Curiosity Facebook post, has a description of what that means to me and what it should mean to you. The key to curiosity is to not mention the product name or business. You're looking for reactions, not trying to make a sale on the first post. All shares result from a good share and the most consistent follow-up. You're looking for comments on your posted message so you can provide a message after or private message after. For example, and this stuff like this will work, right? Man, I'm so excited. I lost 4 pounds this week. And then leave it at that. You see, this is in sales, they call it a planned pause. When you are the person talking, you're doing the buying. This is an unfortunate thing in sales. If all you're doing is talking and your prospect or your customer or your potential person that wants to buy from you in your store or in your business is not talking, they're not buying. So you need to get them talking. So a planned pause is you're looking for a reaction. And you don't want to react in a public setting. You want to react in a private setting. So by saying something like, hey, I'm so excited I lost 4 pounds this week. Man, I can't believe my fine lines went away on my face. Well, gosh, my burn is clearing up. I can't believe it. This is amazing. You're forcing somebody to ask you a question. How did you do that? What do you mean your fine lines went away? What do you mean your burn's getting better? And now you can private message them and work on them as a potential prospect and potentially add them to the list, of course, on the last page. But the point about curiosity is that you're looking for them to react by not trying to sell them something. You're sharing some excitement. It could be as little as, my fun little post with my dog pulling on that ring is getting some dog owners involved into my feed, and eventually I'm probably going to come out with something that says, I can't believe it. I just sprayed this product on Coda, and as Kim Booth has mentioned, and it's clearing this up. This is amazing. And again, what is the product you're spraying is going to be the reaction, and then I'm going to go back, and that's a lead. So that's what a Curiosity Facebook post is, and you can do lots of them. But don't dump the product name. Don't dump the product. Don't constantly be hammering all of us with Valentus, because at some point they're going to unfollow you. And that's not what you're after. You're after gaining an audience of people that like what you're saying, the curiosity that you're generating. So important that you could do a lot of curiosity posts and get a lot of points based on the activity. The second one, I see there's a bit of an error there with the weigh or collect call with an upline leader and prospect. The word weigh is wrong, but the connect call is, of course, your upline leader or member or prospect. You get points for being the person at the other end or being the person inviting somebody to the other end to do these connect calls. And those points are going to be ongoing so that you can actually see how many of these you're doing on a daily, weekly basis. Okay, so the next one, of course, bring guests to an opportunity webinar calls or meetings. Notice the lifeblood, unless what I was asking for feedback and minor changes we'll make here, is exposing new people to the product and the opportunity. That's the lifeblood of what we do, right? And the advantages of this, and the advantage to all of us, is to get new people in front of the story. But I mentioned here that you are the messenger of hope and the information director. Bring new people to a third-party credibility messenger. The key here is not always be the storyteller. The key is have somebody else be the storyteller so that the person that you're introducing hears that you have support, hears that there's people involved, excited, and it's not just a you and them kind of a business. There's multiple people that are excited about what we're doing. That's the key to this one and why it's worth as many points as it is. And you can, of course, do that you could do 2, 3, 4 a day and get 15, 20, points by doing three-way calls and connect calls. Pre-enrolling members and adding to your list. You see, as you're going through your day, your list is going to get larger and larger. You're going to be adding people constantly. You get points for that. You get 3 points for putting somebody on the list. Go to the last page for a second. And the last page is your list now, okay? And the potential team member list is what we're calling this, potential team member list. And if you look at this, all you're looking for, and we're not numbering this because it's going to be an ongoing, I would recommend you photocopy 2, 3, 4, 5 of these, start a scribbler, start a binder, whatever, hole punch it, and start your list of potential team members. We've heard this called the Working 24. We've heard a number of different things, but I'm just referring this as the potential team member list. And these are people that you're looking at either being a customer or a member. And so the process is, when we've done this in the past, we've described wash, rinse, rinse and repeat, and the wash being the introduction, the rinse being the validation, and the repeat being the credibility. So across the top, you'll see the heading for your potential team members describing introduction using curiosity, form, and a Prosper magazine. So you're introducing somebody by giving them a Prosper magazine and turning the pages. Hey, take a look at Dave Jordan. This guy's a dreamer. Look at these great people here from all over the world. Did you know this guy brought Bowflex to Canada? Do you know that this gal over here was a hair salon owner and really loved what she was doing? Do you see these people here? They were bankrupt at one time and they had to borrow money to get started. And you start building a personality in the Prosper magazine by knowing who you are associated with on Facebook on a regular basis. That Prosper magazine will allow you to build some curiosity into your presentation as you're generating the question, which is form, family, occupation, recreation, and money. Using that in the introduction section. Hey, how's the family? What are you doing these days? That's occupation. Are you planning a trip this year? There's recreation. Let me ask you, are you putting away money for your kids' college fund? There's money. Anything that allows you to ask a question to get a reaction is the use of the word form. So figure that out, write that down. F is family, O is occupation, R is recreation, M is money, and you're using those open-ended questions in a curiosity form to get them talking. Everything we do in the early stages of building your list and adding to the points is to build curiosity, okay? Validation by pre-enrolling and using our tour site, of course, is the next step. So you would write a date in here. You would put John Smith, phone number so, email X, gave him a Prosper magazine on October the 23rd. Okay? Next step. Okay, you know what? I called up John and say, hey, what did you think about the Prosper magazine? Can I email you some more information? Yeah, sure. I'd like to know some more. Great. Go to your phone and put in valentustour.com / in my case, get results. And yeah, okay, you see that screen right there? Perfect. Put in your first name, last name, email, phone number, and I'm going to start a process of emailing you some stuff. And of course, there's no obligation. You can unclick it at any time, but at least it'll get you started seeing some videos and stuff of what I'm so excited about. That's a step. Okay, did that October 24th. Next step, validation. Hey, you know what, John? I'm really excited, man. There's this Maxafet Facebook group. I got to show you this stuff. These testimonials are unbelievable. Listen, you must know somebody who wants to, take their life to the max and, realizes just how important their blood is. And I think I got something here I'd love to share with them. So do you mind giving me your feedback on this Facebook post here? Let me hang on a second. Go here. Yeah. Okay. Great. Now take a look at this testimonial, and you start asking them questions. Do you know anybody out there that's got some issues going on in their life that maybe we can find one of these testimonials that'll help them understand, whatever that is that they're having issues with. That's a validation step. Did that. Okay, I got them to one of our Facebook groups. Now I want to send them a Ditto Talk presentation and do some interaction with them. Again, you can ask them the simple question along the lines of, listen, I'm looking for feedback. My company just launched this interactive software communication. It's incredible. It's used by companies like Verizon and the major ones around the world. I'm so excited to do this, but I don't know enough about it yet. I'd love your feedback and give me your honest opinion, what you think if we're on the right track here. I mean, that's all I'm looking for because I really value your opinion. How can anybody say no to that? That's how you get them to interact with a Ditto Talk, okay? And so by going to the Ditto Talk, you're going to get more feedback, validation. They're going to see the support, the automated system that you have in your hot little hands, right? Of course, the validation in the next step, and you're dating this, right? The next step is, and meanwhile, one of the person might say, hey, gosh, how do I get the product? Boom, you bump right over to a customer or a member. But you're bringing them through validation steps as potential members, and of course, you're building the credibility. When you know you got them excited and you know they're really seeing there's a potential here. And let's just say you've got them on one of our Zoom webinars or corporate calls or live meetings, and you've done this and you've dated it. The Connect call is so important to give them the final piece that this team really does care. It's not just looking for an order. There's people that are going to help you along the way, and you have help, they have help, and that's what the three-way call does in terms of the credibility step. This process will lead to them either being a customer or a member, and you're tracking it along the way, dating it, and you're just constantly adding to the list. So if we go back now to our page that was describing, of course, the pre-enroll potential member and add to your list, number 4, that's exactly what that last page is for, to track the results you have with your membership and what your potential membership is, of course. And the next one, of course, was sending out the Ditto Touch. Again, I make a reference to, Dave, I know you're not interested, but I value your opinion. My company just launched there's the script right there, so use it. doing FaceTime Lives, branding yourself. So important for people to start following who you are and really respecting the fact that you're out there. But again, be very careful that you're not hammering the Valentus brand. You're hammering you as a brand, making you the person that you want people to want to be part of. People want to be in business with you. They don't want to work for you, right? They want to be part of what they see as being something in you that they would like to be involved with, right? So again, I make reference to the form. I talk to you about the open-ended questions about family, occupation, recreation, and money to help you remind what that term is. Number 7 in the list of activities, of course, is the Valentus calls. Fill your mind with great information from the people successful building the business. It's free. And it's, again, so important when you look at the chart and you're tracking your points for the week that you see that you actually have activity going on a Monday, a Tuesday, a Wednesday, a Thursday, a Friday, a Saturday, and a Sunday. So if you look back at the chart now, Team Gets Result Daily Method of Operation, you can see that you can total to the right for the week what happened on your Monday, and you can go down and say, well, what happened using curiosity? How many points did I generate this week using curiosity posts? How many points did I do this week using a Ditto Touch? And what this is going to allow us to do in this one snapshot when we're working with people now is to say, well, show me your DMO and what your activity's been this week so that I can see where you are dropping the ball. And if I see that they're not doing Ditto Touch and I see other people are having great success with Ditto Touch, I can make reference to the fact, well, you know what? Blair was doing something with Ditto Touch and he's having some great success. And so what I thought I'd do at this time, just to sort of highlight the DMO. So Blair, I asked you this morning if you wouldn't mind sharing your use of this DMO this week and how it's starting to keep you on track and how you're going to start duplicating this throughout your team. So you're our first member on a Sunday that's going to share some DMO activity so that you can show people exactly how it's working. So Blair, welcome to the call. How are you using the DMO so far? I have unmuted you. You should be live. Maybe that was not you. Where are you? *2, Blair. Nope. Hang on. Trying you again.
Okay. Is that okay, Don?
Yeah, I can hear you now. Perfect. So, Blair, I asked you to share your DMO list, and during the week you said, hey, Don, you made 2 great suggestions. You said, hey, can we create the sheet so it's a standalone? And you also asked, could we put the points below the activity so that we don't have to refer to the legend and it's built on the page? So yeah. 2 great suggestions that you made, and we added it to here, so thank you for that. Can you share a little bit about your DMO activity and how it's working and how it's keeping you on track and what you see this form doing for your business?
I think you've brought something together, Don, that is altogether it's going to just totally change everybody's business. I'm just so excited about it. We started on Thursday. And luckily on Thursday we had 2 Zooms. All of a sudden I had a whole bunch of new guests on there, so I really put the total up there. But it's really focused me on certain things. I knew that saying I've always been good at the follow-up, but now we're actually sit down and we have it on our list before, but now we're actually sit down and track the follow-up we're doing on a daily basis. That is just incredible. It's saying to both Faye and I, hey, we are doing these things right. And then I look at the one FaceTime branding live, and I see a bunch of blanks. Gosh, maybe there's some things that I can do in other aspects to go out of my comfort zone to help the business grow. And I think that's what it's going to show everybody. I don't think you're going to fill in every box every day, but over the week, something should be in every box. And like I did one Facebook post to the team, I said, to me, this is all incredibly important. But if you've got 1 or 2 people or 3 people sponsored, that last column is key. The following of all your prospects and members, that'll focus you on that.
Yeah. So when you think about having, say, 20, 30, 40 customers in your business, and you're not calling them to introduce them to what's coming in the Canine and the 2 other products that are coming, and the fact that the Max Effect Facebook group has all these testimonials, you're doing yourself an injustice, because 2 points calling 20 people is worth 40 points. And at some point you will feel the excitement building about the fact that you're doing a DMO, and your DMO has 120 points for the week, and you'll talk to one of your brand new people, and they'll say, well, they only have 10 points for the week, and you'll go, well, how is it possible? I know you have 20 customers. Have you called all those customers? You could have got 40 points just for that. See, that's where we're talking activity causes productivity. Your activity of calling your customers could get them to buy another product, or you could handle one of their objections. And that's what Nancy has done a lot of, is she'll actually get on with people that have got a member that's disgruntled a little bit, and she'll go back to them and work on what it is they're doing right or wrong and offer them some suggestions to get them back on track. So that's a huge point gainer for your DMO is, in fact, the last column.
Exactly. That's what I love about it. And the other one is something like when you say add people to your list, like you can do that through Facebook or meeting people. Like a lot of times I like going out and meeting people, like belly to belly. But okay, that was just part of the business. But now you can actually tick it down, and at the end of the day, you can say, well, hey, I got 9 points today. You feel good. It's an internal reward for doing something you should do anyway. But you see it down, you look at it and say, wow, I got 9 points today, or 6 points, or 3 points. Makes no difference. But I think the idea of writing it down and looking at that at the end of the day, it's an internal reward for what we should be doing. But this way, you've done it so well, Don, so that we can actually have an internal motivation to move on and work with that.
Yeah, and I think as Nancy was saying again yesterday, she was talking about people in the comfort zone. And you made reference to that. Branding yourself on Facebook is a difficult move for you to do right now because you got to step out your comfort zone. Well, as we get together now and you share your DMO with me during a planning session that we'll do regularly because you're part of our leadership team and you want to go forward with building your diamond builder business and so on and be one of those canoes on our team down the road. We can see where your problems are by looking at your week and seeing blanks all across the board on the branding yourself. And what we're working on constantly now is to help people get past their comfort zone, get past what it is that they're not good at yet, and work on that. And the other thing I like about this form is that you can actually see what day of the week you might be more active. Do you see that as being a benefit by charting this?
Absolutely. And people should be more active, let's say, on the day of you've got the webinar Zoom calls on, because they should be building to that, and all of a sudden, okay, now they have 3 guests on a webinar, and that means they got 15 points right there, and so those like Mondays and Thursdays should be great days, but then okay, what do I do on Tuesday, Wednesday, Friday, and Saturday and Sunday to build my points up to have a really good balanced week? I think just the idea of tracking it mathematically for me is perfect, but just the idea of being able to track it is good.
Okay, wonderful. And you'll notice that as you go across the DMO chart, some of the ones that you may not have a chance to have tried yourself yet would be a wellness get-together. Organize or attend a wellness get-together. Now, let's just talk a little bit about that, because I'm actually doing a live wellness get-together in Ottawa on Tuesday night with a fellow in Ottawa and his team, with my cousin Barb, who's coming in from Vancouver actually to help in that team effort. But all of the information for Wellness Get-Together, here's what we're doing, just so you can know the next step on this journey. Luciano and I are creating a website training site called huggingtheworldabetterway.com. We actually have that URL, huggingtheworldabetterway.com. And that website will be not for recruiting. It'll be nothing more than a training site where all of the trainings that we are able to gather that we feel are really pertinent to DMOs will be there. We'll also have in there all of the files for the Wellness Get-Together for you to be able to download. Now, currently, some of you have access to that in a site we had created called the Don and Nancy Accountability Group. It is in there, but this week, Luch is going to move those all over to a separate website, and each and every one of you can have all of those files. Invites, cards that you can put out, and of course a PowerPoint presentation. And we've done this in French, English, and Spanish. So very good to add that one. If you're wondering where do I get the Wellness Get Together, that'll be available this week in a separate website called huggingtheworldabetterway.com. Anything else you want to add, Blair, on what this is going to do to expand your business and duplicate your business going forward?
Well, I just want to add one thing on the Wellness Get-Together. We actually had a new Ruby in depth had the first Wellness Get-Together, excuse me, and they used I did a Thursday Zoom call into the meeting at the end, and so I wasn't there, but it was the idea of she had the Wellness Get-Together, they loved the products, and she got 2 rubies out of it. So she signed up 2 brand new rubies in the next 2 days, and so, call me the skeptic, but these things do work, and especially with somebody coming in doing a little bit of a presentation. No, I just think all in all, Don, you've done a fantastic job bringing everything together onto the whole manual. because you and I have talked. I'm kind of a procedure type person, and I just love this. I think this is going to sit down with a new person and go through this. I think it's going to be an even playing field for no matter what your experience is in network marketing. You can sit down with a new person now and get them started on the right foot.
Okay, awesome. So we've got just one more page I just want to touch on here, which of course is the 9 key steps to reaching Emerald. And so it's now pulled out of the very first page where we had the 3 documents, the legend, the point system, and of course this description built up now for you to key on. And again, while you're sitting down during your planning session, you're going through these 9 key steps to reaching Emerald. And that's what this is all about. Get them some success. Get them to commit to that year. Get them to know that your goal, number 3, is to help them get their investment back, right? So what's their why? We have that sheet now to have them, nicely share with you if it's money, if it's health, if it's time. You want to share that with your upline so that there's people on, and as Nancy said in the past, stand on a soapbox and scream at the top of your lungs and say, hey, I'm here, I'm looking for help, who's up there to help me? Let your upline know what your why is and what you desire to get out of this, but be realistic. Don't say you want to make $5 million a year in the next 12 months. Be realistic. Just say, I want to get my investment back. That's the first goal that you should be helping people understand that they can do. And it's easy to do. If you're a business builder, number 3 describes that to you. All you've got to do is bring in 4 business builder packs. If you do that, you've got back $500, right? It's as simple as that in our comp plan. The Emerald system, though, is as easy as doubling and tripling legacy qualified rubies. That's it. If you want to be a structured Emerald and you can help with the use of this DMO and the tracking system and building your comfort zone and getting past certain things that you can't do well, using others to help you, you'll start having success bringing in rubies. And as you bring in 3 rubies, there's your 300 back, and your 4th is 2 more 100. You now duplicate that through those first 3 and those 4. That's all volume generated that you can get as a structured Emerald, and you can move forward at the pace that you set. It could take you a month, a year, or whatever. The bottom line is you now have an ability to understand how to do it. And of course, 5, 6, 7 all refer to the types of things you're looking for in developing yourself so you can help others, and so important for you to duplicate out of the gate. But I want you to understand number 7 refers to the types of people that you want to be associated with, right? People that have good chemistry, conviction, they're determined, they are people that you've seen them, they coached your kids, they've started a business and they made it work, or they are people that you watch them and they're not just sort of spraying water on their car, they're out there shining and spraying the tires with that Armor All stuff, and they're convinced that they can do this. They make a conviction to finish something. They have the character that you're looking for, that you want to be around. They're a positive influence in the area that you're in. They're commitment oriented people, and they've got a lot of courage. Those are the people, the 5 C's that you're looking for to be in business. Remember, you get to choose who you get to be in business with and who you can offer your lakefront property to, but guess what? It's probably not going to be them. It's going to be somebody they know. So if you can duplicate out of the gate the quality of people you're looking for, they will find the same quality, right? Success leaves clues, and you'll start moving through your organization. Eventually have all these people that will be frontline on your lakefront, in your oceanfront, and those people will have been the people that, if you look back, had good chemistry, good conviction, character, commitment, and courage, right? And the 3 building blocks: stick to this plan, duplicate this consistently throughout your training and your sit-down time with your new person. Is explained to them. It's as simple as this. We're just sharing the product daily to acquire customers. And we're inviting people to look at the business to build a team. And you know what? We've got events coming on a regular basis. So guess what? I just want to introduce them to the incredible positive people that I'm associated with. That's it. That's our business. So if you follow that and track this with your daily method of operation inside this manual, this simple manual, not asking them to write notes and in a big way, just give us their why and give us a commitment that they'll be here a year from today. You can show them how to do this with the help of your upline. So that's a summary. I want Nancy, if you want, would you like to just say a final thought here, Nancy? She's sitting next to me and she's been turning pages and very excited about the feedback we've been getting, everyone. Just Nancy, final thoughts here, and we'll let everybody go, and then I'll post this call.
I just think that this is another tool, and we want to give you as many tools as we can. Don tried to simplify it for everyone. I've gotten calls time and time again from people that have never been in the business, have never really developed a DMO. They try and figure out what exactly that means or what exactly that they should be doing. I think that this is a tool. It's a tool that's going to help you develop that. There's some people that already have their DMO all figured out, and they're not going to want to alter from that. But if they are looking for something that they can physically give to their team members, to their new people that is duplicatable, I think that this is a great tool. So I want everybody to utilize the tools that they've been given, print it off. You can hand it to a new person. It just gives them something physically. It's no different than when we would direct people to 12and24.life. And assume that they were going to plug into the tools that have been given to them there. I think if you give someone the Prosper magazine and you give them this 12 pages, that it just gives them an out-of-the-gate advantage so that they can plug into it, look at it, cross it off. Like I said, not everybody is going to feel comfortable with all of these things, but it's going to be something visually that you can look at that is goal-oriented, that you can strive for, to attain to step out of your comfort zone, to get to these places. And again, to everyone that's already been plugging in, a super silent cheer from Dawn and I as to utilizing these tools. And everybody go out there and light it up. Canada is open for business, and this is a great way for you to launch coming up. We've only got a short period of time in this year, and then we start new. So if I'm always say, get started now, but this is going to be a great tool for you going forward in this new year to strive for the success of hitting diamond. If you're already diamond, double diamond. If you're already double diamond, triple diamond. Look on the horizon and set yourself up. If you fail to plan, you plan to fail. So those are my words of advice to you guys tonight.
Okay, everyone, I'm going to post this call. Thanks for joining me. I'm going to actually make myself a post sharing exactly Nancy's final thoughts there on my regular feed, and it's just going to show a picture of the Prosper magazine and the picture of the Getting Started Manual, the Hugging the World a Better Way. And I'm not going to say a whole lot. I'm just going to cover off saying to people, you know what, I'm looking for people that want to know what's inside these two books, and that's it. And you guess what? Curiosity. So talk to you soon, everyone. Have a great rest of your day. Hope this helped. Let's share this as much as possible, and let's get our team excited about a DMO and a Getting Started Manual. Take care, everyone. Bye-bye.